Hello there, and welcome back to Szpakowo. I'm just looking around because it's June, and for some reason, I can't see the moon. Not sure where it's gone. It must have known I was going to rhyme about it and decided to go and hide for the month. Anyways, let's start off the month by riding our horses to get them out of the way and flooding our rice field. So come here, Black Mischief. Let's go for a ride. Okay, so that is the horses ridden and completely brushed. And also the rice field is being flooded. I took care of it while I was out on one of the horses. So next, let's take a look and see when our fields are going to be harvestable. So if we take a look at the crop calendar, what do we have this year? We have long grain rice, so that's September. We have sugar beets and potatoes. So August is potatoes, sugar beets is October, and then we have sorghum, which is also August. So we have two crops to harvest in August. Nothing for June and July though. So what else can we check? Let's take a quick look at our cows just to see how they are doing. They are out of food. Well, that's no good, is it? So our cows need feeding. I think that's probably going to be it, because I think all of our productions are still doing fine. Running out of long grain rice. We'll have to switch that off when we do run out. How much rice do our bakeries have? They both have enough, so that's all fine. Yeah. Okay. Let's get our cows fed, and then we will take a look at to see if there's any contracts that are worth doing, and if there aren't, we'll just skip through to July. One other thing we can check is our furniture to see when it's going to be ready to sell, because that's either going to be this month or next month. So we'll do that after we've taken care of our cows. Yeah, I knew we were running out of TMR for the cows, but I didn't realize that we were completely out already. So we'll give these guys 4 loads. Actually, they're not guys, are they? They're girl cows, because they're producing milk. Boy cows don't produce milk. Okay, last load of TMR for the cows. I will do my best not to let that happen again, because they won't have been producing any milk while they were at 0% health, and I didn't check them last month. I'm not sure if they ran out in April or whether they ran out in May, so don't know how long they haven't been producing milk for. Let's take a quick look. Oh, there's still some milk in there. That's okay. So yeah, they're almost full now, so we will continue. Something we're going to have to do, or something I want to do next year, is plant a straw producing crop, because I want to get some more straw for both our TMR feed mixer and our cows. So that's something we can do next year. The straw doesn't affect the cows, but they produce manure from it, and I think we're going to end up using that to create fertilizer. So what is next? Let's take a look at contracts to see if there's anything juicy that's worth doing. Is that worth doing? Number 13? I guess it is for 15,000, isn't it? We'll take that lime contract. And then I think what we'll do after that is skip through to July. Or actually, let's check the price of our goods. How's our furniture doing? 3791. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, I think that's what it's saying. Best prices next month. Okay, what we're going to do is take care of the lime, then we'll skip through to July, and we'll see what price we get for the furniture. Now, I'm probably going to need another bag of lime at least. So we'll pick up another couple of bags over at the store, and we'll go take care of that lime, and I'll see you back here after.
like it.
Okay, so that is our lime contract complete. So we'll just park away our spreader here and then we'll collect it. And I think we'll skip through to July. Whoa, going for a little flying lesson there. Anyways, I guess that bag of lime's going to have to stay over there. Let's just fill up the spreader. And this one as well. There we go. So that's that done. Let's head over to our house. We'll collect the contract, skip through to July, and see what there is to do there. It is July, and I have been thinking about apple pie. Yum. Okay, so July it is. Let's take a quick look in the discount store, see what's in there. Anything that we might be able to make use of. I would really like an additional tractor to go with our current one. Not that one though, that's a little too underpowered. Something like this would be perfect, but again, no real money to spend on a tractor right now, unfortunately. So let's jump over the fence, we'll take care of our horses, flood the rice field, and then we will take a look at the situation with our furniture. Okay, so horses ridden and fed for the month. The rice field is being flooded. So let's take a look at our furniture then. Let's look at our time-saving stock check, and our furniture, I think it's started to actually go down in value. Yeah, if we look at it, 3837, 3850, that's okay. So it's going over to Spactrans. Let's jump in our tractor. We'll go over to the carpentry, we'll load up any additional pallets, and we'll get it taken over to Spactrans and sold off. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't collect that contract. I do have a habit of doing that. Yeah, there goes a nice 15,000 euros to add to our balance. Total of 66,915 now. So that plus the amount we get from our furniture is going to take us to a very healthy balance, and then we can look at buying the harvester that we need. And we might even skip through to August and harvest our potatoes. I'm not going to stay in July for no reason. May as well just jump through and start the harvest. So let's first of all hook up to the trailer. And you know what I was thinking for this area here? I chopped one tree down that was getting in the way. I should just chop this tree down as well ahead of us here. Maybe level out this area so that loading is much easier over here. I might take a look at that before we skip through to August, once we've sold our furniture. Okay, I will get these last couple of pallets loaded up and I'll see you over at Spactrans. That didn't work, did it? Of course it didn't. That would have been far too easy. Okay, here we are over at Spactrans, 24,000 litres of furniture. Let's see how much we make out of it. I believe it's going to be a considerable amount. So let's get it unhooked. There we go. So 49 plus 42 plus 6,000 environmental score. So 49, 89, 91 plus 6, 97,000. So we're on 165,000 now. That is absolutely excellent. We're going to be able to buy our vegetable harvester, and with quite a bit of money left over, so we might buy the weed seeker. I'm not sure. We might look at think about what else we could use on the farm. Don't quite have enough for another field expansion. However, I think in October is when our sugar beets are going to be harvested. We will get another 127,000 from our VIP order. So one thing we can buy with the extra money is the production. So that's going to be 36. It's going to be, I think, 96 and 36, so 132. Another 127 coming in when we complete the VIP order. So that'll take us up to almost 200 again. And then I suppose we should start the next VIP order level with cows. We should buy the cows that we need to start working towards that. I'm going to go back over to where the carpentry is. I'm going to chop that tree down, like I mentioned. And I'm going to see what we can do about leveling some of that land out. I don't want to completely screw it up. I know you can really screw up the terrain if you are not careful. What's that? Is that a branch that fell off our trailer from before? Oh, it looks like it is. Well, I guess seeing as we have the trailer, we'll take it with us. There we go. May as well. Back over by our carpentry, we'll put this branch in the drop-off point, and let's chop this tree down. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to approach making this area more loadable. So first of all, let's do the tree. And I will have to rent a stump grinder at some point, but not right now. Let's go right there. Okay, we're in the sell point. Let's try. We are in the sell point. Perfect. Okay, so that's not a bad area we have here. Let's take a look a little closer. So I would like to have some kind of a level area. Okay. I think that's reasonable. We need a bit more of a space here so that we can actually get down here with whatever we're loading. So the only problem with that now is these stumps are in the way. I'm not going to rent a stump grinder right now. So that'll have to wait. Let's move this out a little more. So yeah, I think that looks good. And then we'll just level these bits out, or smooth these bits out, so there's not so much of a lump here. There we go, so now we can reverse up here into here, and if we have the trailer over at this side, we should be able to maneuver around it a little bit. It'll be much easier once we get a proper tool for maneuvering with, and then next time we rent the stump grinder, we'll grind this stump out and that stump, and then we'll create a little more space here. But I think this will work for now. Okay. What is next? Let's get our trailer back over to the farm. And I think we'll probably skip through to August. August is here, and our potatoes are shaking with fear, for they are about to be chopped up and harvested. Let's first of all ride our horses for the month. Don't need to flood the rice field because it's the month before harvest. Wow. Didn't know horses could do parkour. Okay, so we're just brushing brown beast. And then that's our horse duties taken care of for the month. There we go, all finished. So, let's take a look in the discount store one last time. No, nothing has come up, unfortunately. So, let's grab the vegetable harvester. So this is the one, 98,500. I'm gonna buy it without the topper to see if it works, because in my testing it did work. However, my testing was with parsnips. It was just the closest root crop I could find. So I'm just assuming it will work with other crops as well. So let's change the color. Of course, we're going to go with Bachmann blue, because that's the color of all of our tools. And I don't know what this overloading is. I mean, it doesn't cost anything, so I'm going to say yes for overloading, I guess. Man, it can only take 7 meters cubed. It really isn't a lot, is it? So let's buy it. 98,500. And our tractor's still over at the store, so we can pick it up. And we can hopefully harvest our potatoes. Let's go and find out. Okay, so we're over at our potato field here. Let's get this contraption unloaded. And we'll see how it works. I'm guessing you can drive over the potatoes. Yeah, you can drive over them without destroying them. So let's put the steering assist on. We will need quite a few headlands because this is not going to have any kind of decent turning circle. So we'll lower it down, start it up, and let's see if this is going to work. Are we harvesting? We are not. So maybe the home topping isn't required for parsnips, but it is required for potatoes. I'm really not sure. Well, what I'm going to do is we'll buy the topper that goes with this, and we'll also take our trailer over to the store and get that reconfigured for 21 meters cubed for the time being, just because I know potatoes yields incredibly high, and it will be a few less runs to the store. So I'll be back here with the new toy and a reconfigured trailer in a minute. Okay, so we're back at the farm with the topper that goes with the vegetable harvester and a reconfigured trailer. Let's drop off the trailer. Let's see if this topper is how it works. So we'll get it unfolded. Now, does this work? Is that what we need to do? Let's see, does that change anything? Doesn't seem to be. Let's grab the harvester behind it and see if that works. Now, our tractor's going to struggle to operate with both of these things because it doesn't have the required power, but we'll just have to do what we can. Well, I'm not able to figure out how this works, so unfortunately we are left with no choice but to rent a large potato harvester. I'm going to use my 30-day money-back guarantee to get a refund for both of these things. So let's just switch off the engine. I'll figure out how much these were. Go into here, so it was 98,500 plus 20,500, so 119,500. Okay, so I'm going to send both of these back, and I'm going to credit myself 17,885. So let's just do that quickly. 17,885, there you go. So that is the same money as we had when we started. So let's jump into the beet harvesters again, or potato harvesters. And it's no point in renting that because they use too much power. Our only option really is to rent this. Okay, so I did a little bit of experimenting in a test world, and it seems that the setup we had works for sugar beets, but for some reason it doesn't work with potatoes. So we're going to have to rent this device to harvest our potatoes, and then we will rebuy that other stuff when it comes to the sugar beets, because I wanted to use sugar beets going forward to make chocolate and also to make sugar. So with that said, we're going to be making a new rule. We are allowed to rent the heavy machinery that is required, or the heavy specialist machinery that is required to harvest any crops to go with our VIP orders, because trying to save up 500,000-600,000 for each of these machines when they only do one thing is not realistic, especially not when we're starting at 0. So with that said, let's go around and harvest our potatoes, and I will get this completed. I would imagine it's going to be quite a few trips to and from the sell point, but I'll get it completed and I will rejoin you afterwards. Okay, so we have emptied 2 loads of potatoes into the potato sell point. We've completed that part of our VIP order, so that is good. We've also made around 7.5, around 8,000 per load, so not bad at all. The process of harvesting isn't going too smoothly because the AI worker isn't functioning on the field. So I'm having to constantly switch between the tractor and the harvester, and I'm not able to leave the harvester running while the tractor is delivering. So yeah, not an ideal situation. Not forgetting also that we need to harvest our sorghum this month as well, so we're going to have to jump on that straight after we've done this. We have almost done the 5 laps of the headland that are required, so this is, I think, the last lap of the headland, and then we'll just be going up and down. I think we're probably going to get 2 more loads out of this, maybe. Yeah, maybe we'll just about cover the rental price of this massive beast of a machine. Yeah, I think we'll get 2 more loads, maybe even a third, I don't know. We will see. But I will resume the time lapse and I will come back to you once we are complete. See you soon. Okay, so that is the potato field finished. And I think we got five loads we got out of that. I think this is the fifth load, and we just about managed to top up the trailer with that 5th load. So let's switch off the engine for the harvester. Let's get the harvester sent back before it costs us any more money. Where are we? In here. In there. And let's return that. There we go. So it cost us 22,000 in the end to rent it. So let's get this over to the store. Something I'm a little confused about is that we had 160,000. So if that cost us 22, that would be 138. And yet we've delivered 5 loads of potatoes at 8,000. So that should be 40,000. So we should have 178. I'm confused. Yeah, I'm not sure where the rest of that money has gone, because when we offload this we'll have 150. And each load of potatoes was pulling in around 8,000. I'm going to take a look at that when we get to the... So we'll just get ourselves lined up and we'll drop these off. And yeah, I will take a look to see where our money's been going this month, because that doesn't quite make sense to me. Okay, let's get this emptying. So let's take a look at our stats. I really want to see what happened to our money, because I'm really not sure. So that machine cost us 50,000 to rent. Wow. No, that's not right. I think because I ended up renting it twice and returning it and reimbursing myself. Because if we look at the machine and we look at the rental, so it's 26 plus 22, yeah, so it's 49,000 it cost us. So it's per work day plus per work hour. Wow. Expensive machinery. Okay, well, at least we recuperated most of the rental. I don't even know what to say about that. It's kind of ridiculous, but whatever. Now we need to move on and harvest our sorghum field. Now fortunately with our sorghum field we're going to be able to let the harvester do the work while we go backwards and forwards delivering the goods to our grain mill. So it's not going to be quite as frustrating to do as the potato field. So let's get back over to our farm. We'll pull out the harvester and we'll get the sorghum taken care of. Okay, so we have a harvester ready to harvest our sorghum field. So let's get to it. I will continue with this, and once again I will rejoin you once we are complete. I'll see you soon. Okay, so we are making really good progress on the sorghum field. We filled up our trailer once, so 21,000 litres. The harvester is full again, that's another 4,900. The AI worker doesn't seem to be working for the tractor and the trailer. I think this field is too long and it can't find a good path to the closest road, and so it just sits there in the middle of the field. So not really happy with that, but it's okay. What we're going to do is drop this trailer load at the grain mill so the grain mill can be producing for another year. Let's take a look at how much is in the grain mill before we do drop this, because I thought I calculated it to be just right for a year. I'll take a quick look at that before we start dumping. We'll just get ourselves lined up here. Okay, so in the grain mill, let's turn off that rice flour for a while because that's run out. So we've still got 3,000 litres left. So that's good to know. We'll just dump all of this in there. And we may as well top it right up. Yeah, I think that works out just right actually, because we've got about 25,000 litres off of the field from the last harvest, and I said 21,800 per year, so 3,200 plus 21,800 is about 25,000. So 21,800 per year, and I'm just wondering if we should keep some of this sorghum. We don't really have anywhere to put it, so we can't keep it. We don't have a silo. I don't really want to buy a silo right now because we don't need to keep the sorghum. Well, if we wanted to sell the sorghum, it would be better to keep it until it reached its premium sell price. If we look at prices here for sorghum, it's worth 601 now, 640, and it's worth 937, so it would be worth 50% more. And for 10,000 litres, that will probably be worth saving. So yeah, I don't know whether we should get a silo or not to keep this for when it reaches its premium sell price. The alternative is to just dump it in the grain mill, and then next year if we plant this field with sorghum again, if we put that in the grain mill as well, then the year after we won't need to plant sorghum because we'll have enough in the grain mill to last us an extra year. I think that might be the best way forward. Yeah, I think that's going to be the best way forward, and then hopefully over those couple of years we'll be able to build up our resources enough that it is worth buying a silo. Okay, so what is the final sorghum count? We have 9,800 litres in the trailer here, and I think we have about 2,700 in the harvester. We're about to find out. Let's back the trailer up to the pipe. I'll switch the harvester on and we'll get this last piece emptied. Now, I think I just saw 2,700 there, so I'll wait until it's empty and we will see. So 12,698 plus 21,000, so 33,698 in total. Kind of happy with that. So I'm just thinking forward for a few months and what we're going to do with this crop and with the sugar beet. This crop needs to go in a silo if we're going to keep it. The sugar beet, I don't think it needs to go in a silo. I think it needs to go in bulk storage. So we would need to get some kind of bulk storage for that if we're going to keep it all for chopping into cut sugar beet for a sugar mill. I think I'm going to leave the decision until the next episode. And I think this is a great place to leave this episode. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying following along. If you are, of course, please do give the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel, and maybe even leave a comment in the comments section below. Let me know your thoughts on how our farm's coming along here. I'll be back very soon with the next episode, but until then, bye for now.